Everybody, and welcome to the Anfield Eye. My name is Mal, and I am here to give you all the latest news on the goings on at Anfield and Liverpool Football Club. Liverpool are back at it again, like that one mate who just won't stop texting their ex. The Reds have launched a second bid, and it's got Newcastle fans sweating harder than a Geordie in Marbella. Meanwhile, Newcastle are already moving on, eyeing up Benjamin Šeško like he's the last striker on earth. Is this a love triangle, a transfer soap opera, or just a classic Premier League chaos? Stick around because we're diving into all the drama, the numbers, the memes right here on the Anfield Eye. If you love transfer chaos as much as Klopp loves a touchline fist bump, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Also, follow us on Twitter, and X it's called now, for breaking news, spicy takes, and the occasional gift that will make you laugh. So, all you need to do is at the Anfield Eye on X and also the Anfield Eye on YouTube. Let's get into the video today. So, as you all know, this is all about Alexander Isak and the second bid Liverpool are going to be putting in for Alexander Isak in the coming days, if not hours. Fabrizio Romano updated 18 hours ago and he tweeted, Liverpool have never left talks for Alexander Isak. A new bid can be submitted if Newcastle open doors. It all depends again on Newcastle's decision and position. If Newcastle get a top striker, Liverpool will go in again for Isak. Then on August the 1st, Fabrizio Romano, Liverpool opening bid for Alexander Isak was worth £120 million package plus add-ons. Newcastle rejected as they won't open doors at least until finding a replacement, and it's not guaranteed at this stage. Isak insists with Newcastle on his clear desire to join Liverpool. Now, we are going to discuss a suitable replacement that's being looked at by Newcastle in a moment. Anything Liverpool, as of today, Alexander Isak has no intention to sign a new deal at Newcastle. His intention is to join Liverpool. So I'm expecting a here we go this week. Florian Plettenberg, again, I'm going through the tweets and updates from genuine reporters. Being clearly told Liverpool will not give up on Alexander Isak. So that was an update from Florian Plettenberg. Craig Hope, again, another well-verified reporter, mentions Liverpool have not walked away from the deal for Newcastle's Alexander Isak. Second offer will be submitted if Newcastle make progress on signing a replacement. The confidence on Wirtz and hope on Sesko as Newcastle and LFC wait. Hopefully, we'll be getting some good news from the Newcastle camp in regards to their transfers. Liverpool will submit a second bid for Alexander Isak if Newcastle secure a replacement. This was from a Mail Sport, so it's a pretty much a domino effect. And Keith Downey, Alexander Isak is due back in Newcastle today following his personal training camp in Spain. The Newcastle striker has been training at Real Sociedad training headquarters on his own after refusing to travel with Newcastle on their pre-season tour of Asia. Eddie Howe said this morning in South Korea that he found out Isak had travelled to Spain via the media. Liverpool yesterday had a £110 million bid for the striker rejected by Newcastle. Newcastle this morning made £70 million offer to RB Leipzig for Benjamin Šeško, so they attempt to line up a replacement for Isak should he leave for Liverpool. Newcastle are due back from their pre-season tour on Monday. So today is Sunday, tomorrow is Monday. Newcastle will be back in town. That was a very, very comprehensive update from Keith Downey. Sky Sports Premier League breaking news: Alexander Isak has landed back in Newcastle. Therefore, he will be joining up with his Newcastle teammates for training, and that's pretty much a good thing really, because if Isak does get his transfer to Newcastle, we want an Isak that is pretty much fit and ready to go. Now, this I found really funny. It was a very funny tweet. Breaking news, Benjamin Šeško has been sent for a brain scan after he said he wants to join Manchester United. Now, Benjamin Šeško hasn't said he wants to join Manchester United, but I thought this was a really funny post, and I thought I'd share it with all of you. Again, here's an update from Sky Sports. Again, talks are continuing tonight over the structure of a potential deal for Benjamin Šeško between Newcastle and RB Leipzig, after the Premier League club submitted a bid, with Manchester United also in discussions this evening. Therefore, Dave Ockop, again a very renowned and recognized reporter, also breaking news, RB Leipzig have not rejected Newcastle's bid for Benjamin Šeško, but have yet to accept it. Talks are ongoing about the structure of a deal. Sesko's agent has travelled to Leipzig, according to Sky Sports' Keith. The Athletic reported that RB Leipzig rejected the offer, which is not the case. Again, an update from Sky Sports Premier League. Newcastle have made a formal bid for RB Leipzig for Benjamin Šeško. So it's all a case of what does Benjamin Šeško want to do. If Benjamin Šeško agrees to a move to Newcastle, then Alexander Isak to Liverpool starts to become a reality. Ben Jacobs, Newcastle prepared to improve their 75 million plus 5 million euro offer to Leipzig with optimism. A fee and structure can be agreed. Fixed fee already meets Leipzig's evaluation. Manchester United also held talks with Leipzig on Saturday evening, both clubs waiting on Benjamin Šeško's decision. Both clubs are waiting on the decision, which is now expected quickly. Newcastle now feel in a position to move fast on the club-to-club side. Manchester United yet to place any formal bid, but one will be forthcoming if Sesko gives the green light. Leipzig is aware. I think Manchester United really need to move fast if they want to secure his signature, because it looks very likely that Benjamin Šeško has already chosen which club he wants to go to. And the bottom line here is Manchester United are really in this transfer market with their both hands tied behind their backs, because they may have the money, but they just cannot offer him Champions League. And Newcastle can offer him a Champions League. And at this stage, if you were to compare the Newcastle first 11 to Manchester United's first 11, it looks to me like Newcastle have probably got a stronger first 11 and are more likely to win a trophy first out of Newcastle and Manchester United. So if you are a professional footballer, you've got to ask yourself the question, do I want to go to a team that won the League Cup last year and have an upward trajectory, or do I want to move to a club that finished 15th as on a downward trajectory? But that may not last, because Manchester United have made some key signings, and those signings may make a significant difference to Manchester United's upcoming season. Finally, Fabrizio Romano, Benjamin Šeško's agent, arrived in Leipzig ahead of key moment for final decision over a new club. Manchester United told RB Leipzig again on Saturday an official bid will follow after Newcastle's one if Sesko opens the doors to the move. So again, it all boils down to Benjamin Šeško. What does he decide to do? If he chooses to go to Manchester United, his abilities, his skill, his goal scoring will be micro-analysed. If he goes to Newcastle, he will not be under so much pressure at Newcastle as he would do if he went to Manchester United. Let's wait and see. We all wait here with bated breath. Sky Sports. What does Sky Sports say? Well, the latest news from Sky Sports is Liverpool will bid again for Alexander Isak when Newcastle secure a replacement. And then we have from the Daily Mail, Liverpool will return with a British record bid for Alexander Isak when Newcastle secure a replacement. I think that was one of the conditions of why Newcastle rejected the first bid. Is Newcastle said, we haven't got a replacement, so how on earth do you expect us to accept the bid for Alexander Isak? We have to find a replacement first. So that was the update from Sky Sports. We also have the BBC website news regarding the current situation and the latest news on Alexander Isak. Manager Eddie Howe speaking from Newcastle pre-season tour of Asia on Alexander Isak and Liverpool's rejected bid for the striker. I think from my situation, I'm very much removed from everything that is happening back home. I was made aware there was a bid yesterday. That bid was turned down. Before I heard about it, there are people back in England dealing with the situation. I really don't know what is going to happen next, but from our perspective, we still support Alex in every way, and my wish is still that we see him in a Newcastle shirt. The situation is far from ideal. It is quite complex. I think that is all I have got to say. Now, this is quite an interesting quote from Eddie Howe, because he's not saying he's not for sale. He's not saying Isak is a Newcastle player and he will be starting Newcastle's opening Premier League match in a couple of weeks. He's saying, it's out of my hands. I don't know what's happening. Let's wait and see. So Eddie Howe being classy, and he's being very diplomatic as things stand. Isak negotiations in the balance. It was a busy Friday with Liverpool making a first official bid for Alexander Isak. The Reds have tabled an offer of 110 million, which was rejected by Newcastle United. Liverpool are prepared to walk away from negotiations, and BBC Sport understand they do not think a deal for Isak is achievable this summer as it stands. Well, Fabrizio Romano thinks different, because I believe that a second bid will be incoming, and Liverpool are waiting for Benjamin Šeško to make a decision. If Newcastle can secure a replacement for Isak, Liverpool will be in with a second bid for Alexander Isak. Hey, what do you guys think? I think it's very, very exciting. The next week coming up is going to be a very big week in the Premier League, because Liverpool may or may not break the British transfer record again after signing Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen. So the next week, upcoming week, is going to be an astonishing week for the Premier League. Give me your thoughts. What do you think will happen in the next 5 days? Does Benjamin Šeško move to Newcastle United, or does he choose Manchester United? And if Benjamin Šeško does come to Newcastle, is Alexander Isak given the green light to finally get his dream move to Liverpool? Let me know your thoughts. I shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.